football, LSU took down Florida this weekend in a mostly defensive effort. They had 5 interceptions on a way to a 20-10 victory. Now, despite the win, LSU head coach Brian Kelly wasn't happy with the questions in the post-game presser. Listen up, folks.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
Put some respect on the Tigers' name. We bring in the mouth of the South. No one knows the SEC better than this guy, Paul Finebaum. Paul, where are you on that post-game press conference from Brian Kelly?
Molly, I am with Brian Kelly, and I know I may get some overreaction by saying that because I was once that young guy asking the ridiculous question. But I've learned as I've gotten older, and I was down there this weekend, and to be down there, and Cam's played there, you know how difficult it is. And what Brian Kelly was emphasizing is really true. It's very difficult to win these games. He's beaten Clemson, he's beaten Florida. Florida is one of the biggest rivals, and it's significant. He has an elite defense, so he may not be going quite as all out on offense, but I think you have to, as a reporter and a media member, challenge your coach when he's obfuscating, challenge him when he's doing poorly. But Brian Kelly's not doing poorly. He's got one of the top teams in the country. And I think the reporter misread the room. You could tell at the beginning of it. And quite frankly, for maybe it's my age, I don't know what it is, but I think Kelly was smart to shut him down. And I know what he also did. He stood up for his team, and they have seen this clip a few times now, and they appreciate their head coach standing up for them.
Well, I'll say it like this. On one hand, I do agree with Coach Brian Kelly in really defending your team. And he is right. You have to win the game how the game needs to be won. But let this be an understanding to coaches around. If you ever think about, want to, or have a desire to play in the Southeastern Conference, it's just a little different, Mr. Pauly. And you understand that. People react to wins as if it's a loss. You would have thought that. Brian Kelly came from Notre Dame. This is a little different. He's excited after post games at Notre Dame. Oh, man, let's not overreact. We still have a good foot. No. In the SEC, try doing that if you're Kirby Smart. Try doing that if you're Brian Kelly. Try doing that if you're the head coach of any of the premier top-tier teams. What about Coach DeBoer? Try doing that. It's a little different in the SEC, and it's time for coaches who take these jobs to really understand the implications of what comes with the job. Because people do overreact. People do think the sky's falling because we didn't beat a team that we need to whoop because of our pride and for our smack talking in our pride. So those are the things that you have to consider when taking these type of top-tier jobs, Mr. Kelly.
Stephen A?
I agree with Cam. And, Paul, I hear where you're coming from. And I would agree with you, too, Paul, from the standpoint that may not have been the question that the reporter should have asked first. Like, you just won the game. You're finally getting the mic to ask the coach a question. He just won the game, and that's your first question about what he didn't do as opposed to what he did do. So I do get that part. And I like Brian Kelly, and I like his candor. But I do think that Cam is right in emphasizing the fact that, you know what, expectations come with the territory. This is the SEC. And when you're asking a question, sometimes it's about forward thinking. It's not about what you did. It's about what you're going to need to do in order to have a successful season. You've got Alabama coming down the pike. You've got Texas A&M coming down the pike. Oklahoma coming down the pike, along with various others. Ole Miss in the next couple of weeks or so. You've got all of that on your docket. And so is scoring 20 points and winning the 20-10 or winning 17-10 like you did against Clemson, is that going to cut the mustard? And if you're asking questions with that in mind, that might be frustrating to a coach like Brian Kelly, but respectfully to him, because, again, I like and respect this man, let's understand why, Paul, he may have come across as a bit frustrated. You know, he's been there for about 4 years now. He's got 2 4-loss seasons, all right, and 1 3-loss seasons. You know, LSU hasn't been in position to win a national championship, okay? And so people are looking at that, and this is LSU that we're talking about here. And expectations are huge, and they come with the territory. And if you're going to transition from Notre Dame to the SEC, and you're going to embrace a SEC culture, that comes with it. You know that better than me, Paul. It comes with it, and he has to accept that.
Push it forward because there's a couple other college football topics I want to get into. It was a mixed bag for Arch Manning in Texas's win over UTEP. The young quarterback ran for 2 early touchdowns, struggled mightily in the pass game. At one point, he threw 10 straight incomplete passes, also had an interception in the end zone. Arch heard it from the Longhorn fans, who briefly booed to show their displeasure. Paul, do you have a problem with the Texas fans booing Arch?
I do not. And the reason, Molly, is this. Arch Manning is getting paid money. He is out there like everybody else. And I support fans who spend a lot of money, a lot of their time. Sometimes they save up all year so they can go to a Texas or an Alabama or a Georgia game. And by the way, why wouldn't you boo Arch Manning the way he has been playing? It was interesting a couple weeks ago. They were embracing him like I was. But they're frustrated, and everybody gets the same treatment. Arch Manning is no better or no worse than any other player who wears that burnt orange. And quite frankly, I think it was refreshing to see fans letting out some steam, even on the so-called chosen one who I put up on a pedestal.
Yeah, but go ahead.
What did I say?
No, go ahead, Cam. Go ahead, Cam. The floor's yours.
But this goes back to the similar situation with Brian Kelly. It's the SEC. Like, that whole fan base has shifted now, because I look at the boos as, we're not booing you because we're mad, or it's the accountability at the end of the day. Are you asking me, Cam, have you ever been booed? New England, big boo. Carolina, booed as well. And those are things that the fans have the right to say, hey, we're not pleased with how you're playing, and play better. Fix it. But this also has to me feeling a certain type of way, because, and I don't want to bring Petty Cam out, Paulie, because I don't want to go there on national TV.
I like Petty Cam.
No. Petty Cam's not safe. But what I will say is this: a lot of people have literally put him on a pedestal without properly vetting him. Put aside the last name. Put aside who he is and who's the son of or who he's related to. He still hasn't proven anything. And Potential has never won an award. Potential has never won in a football game. Potential hasn't won diddly squat. And there's a saying that says, if you live for the oohs and the ahs, you'll die by the boos and the nahs. So for that, this is a growth plan that Arch Manning has to go through in order for him to be the player that we know he can be. But it's time for him to performing and living up to the hype.
Stephen A?
Here's the deal, y'all. Here's the deal. Yes, he was put on a pedestal. Yes, he wasn't properly vetted, Paul. That is true, because a lot of people were speculating, calling him a Heisman finalist, when this year was the real time. You know, those 2 starts last year didn't count, and they went off of that, and they just threw, sunshine and flowers on this brother before he did anything. That is true. And the NIL money, which I think is at approximately $5 million, certainly doesn't help his cause. But let's keep it a buck and call it what it is. He hasn't been impressive. He hasn't looked good. This man is only completing 55% of his passes. He's averaging less than 200 yards passing a game, okay? It's not impressive. He's missing a bevy of throws. Wide open receivers, he ain't connecting. He's not making the throws, okay? His mechanics look all off. And most importantly, the Texas Longhorns have been forced to rely on their defense to come and save the day. They were a 40.5-point favorite against UTEP this weekend, and they won 27-10. And they needed the defense to come and rescue the day. This man threw an interception, throwing the ball across his body into the end zone. That was an interception. You're just looking at it and basic things that he was supposed to have down pat, that was presumed he would have down pat because of who his uncles are and what have you, and Peyton and Eli and stuff like that. He hasn't measured up to snuff at all. He has not looked impressive at all. And then for Steve Sarkisian to be your head coach, knowing what this man knows about offense, knowing his reputation and how successful, whether it was at USC, whether it was at Alabama as an OC or wherever, the bottom line is Steve Sarkisian has a damn good reputation until this year. Now, this year, we're looking at it, we're like, what the hell's going on? Why can't this dude look a bit better than he is looking? So it's all very, very alarming, and it provides complete justification for the boos that have been raining down upon him because they have expected him to look better. He knows it. He has admitted himself he has to play better. And each week he has said, I have to play better. I have to play better. I have to play better. Well, how many damn times you going to say it before you actually do it? That is what the crowd is saying with those boos. What's up? What's up?
Before I get to Paul, really quick, I'm just curious. When your own fan base booed you, did it fire you up more or hurt you more?
No, it definitely fired me up. Okay. But this is what I would say, and this is my message to Arch here, right? Don't have the attitude or the energy, because it's not healthy, to try to prove everybody wrong. Have the mentality that you want to prove yourself right. Everybody goes into this dynamic where it's like, man, I told you, I can't wait to see Cam because I'm going to tell him that I can't wait to see Paulie. I can't wait to see Steven. That's not the energy to have in this type of situation. We know that you're good, Arch. It's time for you to start proving to yourself that you belong in this SEC, and everything that Paul Finebaum has even said that you can be, as well as everybody alike, it's still within your future this year. It's just now for you to start making it make sense.
Right now, that is a word, Cam. All right, Paul, before we let you go, we need to talk about your outfit. Now, we usually do this to Stephen A., other people. Look at Paul, let's talk about the jeans. Yeah. Where did we get those jeans?
Lord.
And I also need to know, are they boot cut? And is that sequins?
Well, that's Lainey Wilson, for those of you who are on country fans, and she's well known for wearing bell-bottom jeans. So Stephen A. and Cam, I had 2 minutes to go off stage and change. I didn't have time to take off my pants, so I had to put those jeans on over my pants. And thank goodness I haven't eaten much lately. So walking was the biggest challenge, but we do anything. Stephen A., you're great on General Hospital. This is as much as I'm ever going to get on TV, so I went for it.
Well, did you see Paul moving? Did you see him moving like he was moving, like flossing a little bit there? Yeah. I mean, what the hell? Yeah. Oh, my Lord. Go ahead, Cam. Take it away, bro.
Man,
Take it away, man.
Listen, I'm going to be the one to tell you to you like you need to be told to. I like this Paulie.
So do I.
That Paulie right there, we can hang out, Paulie. And when I see you, we going to hang out somewhere. Because you look groovy, brother. Yeah. You got it ain't a Mashika hat, but you got a hat on, you know what I'm saying? Looking dapper. You got the bell bottoms. That's some style right there. That's boogie approved right there. And Paulie, I don't care what anybody tell you. That right there is the standard. Right? If I were to ask you to stand up right now, I'd be so disappointed that you don't got them jeans on, because that right there can get you a lot of places with me in this place that we call United States of America.
Okay, Cam, we've had a checkered past, Stephen A. and Molly. I have to admit one thing before we become friends again. I lived in Charlotte while you were with the Panthers, and I was one of those fans booing you. So I wanted to get that out in the open,
okay.
And now we can sing Kumbaya.
Confession. I love the confession we're having right now.
I love that.
And you are cleansed of it, and we forgive you, and we're moving forward, Paul.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let them look right at you.